So if you have, um, a lower priced machine like a Brother 600, and you want that machine to cut your jump stitches, well, one thing, little trick is remember that any machine will trim, cut at the end of a color. So if you can just change the colors, like look at this purple here, if you can make each one of these a different color, then your machine will trim in between each of these items. So let me start at the beginning here. This is Embird Editor. It's like the basic Embird program. And you can get it for like $185 or something at embird.net. And so this is a design that you can see all the colors up here, and you can see them in more detail down here. So you can see that, for instance, uh, the green only has one run, and then it trims, but home machines don't recognize this code. This trim code is just for like Veridins and Tajimas and commercial machines. They can read a trim code, so they'll cut it. Uh, and so anyway, so that color only has one one run ahead. So of course it's going to trim even if you're on a Brother 600. So, but the next color, you can see this darker purple. You can see it's got a lot of items to it. And so, like I said before, on a commercial machine, these trim codes, yeah, it'll trim in between each of these items because there's a trim code here. And then on some multi-needles, like my Janome MB4, I can tell it to trim jumps, this jump code, because my Janome MB4 will read jump codes. However, the Brother 600 does not. So we would have to change each one of these little items to be a different color. And then our Brother 600 will trim after every one of these items. So I don't know about other software, how affordable it is, and if it allows you to do this. I just know Embird. And so the way I would do this is I would probably just right click on the dark purple and click separate, I'm sorry, separate color. So now the dark purple is separated. So now this window is only showing all the items that are in this dark purple. These are the objects. These are the items within the object. So now that we have that color separated, we can come down here to the item window. We have to separate these so we can assign them different colors. So we right click on any one of these and say separate all items now. So now our items are actually objects, really. They're up in the object window. They're all separated. Once they're all objects, I can turn them all different colors. And so this one, whoops, sometimes when you don't double click it correctly, it does that. Let me do it this way. So I'll double click on it and, I'll just turn it a different color. I mean, in your machine, you're going to have the same thread for all of them, but we're just tricking the software because we want them to trim the jumps. And so this one, we don't have to change it because it is different than the one before it. Then this one will change. We hold my left mouse on the color and drag down, let go, set identical. So now they're all different colors. So these will all trim. So then what you can do if you don't want to get confused, you can just click on one, hold shift, click on the other one, and then join them. So then you kind of know that that's all one object. So um, you know, you have to kind of keep track of it because once you save this design, all of these colors are going to just be one, they're going to be grouped together as one object with a bunch of color blocks. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So then you come down to this one and you've got, for this light purple, you've got 1, 2 items. So I'll just right click on the color up here just to work with this color so we don't get confused. Separate color, and then now come down here, separate all items. So then we'll just make this one a different color, and I won't use these colors because I'll want to kind of keep it different. So maybe I'll just use pink and click OK. And then I'll hold control and select them both and join them. So then those two will trim. And you can see, you know, they're in different spots, so you do want them to trim. And then we'll come down here. This one has 2 items. This darker purple again, different darker purple, darkest purple. So we'll right click on the color and separate color, and we'll come down to the items, separate all items. We'll double click on this color. Again, I'll make it a different color. Hold control, select them both, join them. That one's done. The yellow has 2 items. Whoops. I'll just double click it. I accidentally hit them all. Oops. Right click on the color, separate color. Let me bring those back. Okay. So the yellow separated, there's 2 items. Right click, separate all items. Double click. I guess, I don't know. I'll just make it that funny color. Control select, join. Come here. Right click on the color, separate color. Separate all items. Whoops, wrong button. Double click on the color. I guess I'll just make it gray. And then hold control, join them. And then here's our last one. So since it's by itself already, we'll right click, separate items, and then I'll just do that. And then I'll drag this one down, set identical. So then hold shift, select them all, join them. So there you have it. So now you're going to have trims because you've got all these different colors. So you can see, like for instance, this one here that I just did, you don't see that trim code anymore because you don't need it. We got a color change. That's what the stop means. It means stop, there's a color change. So um, the jump is still there because actually I think they always show that because you are jumping to the next color. I can't recall. I think it is. So, but at any rate, it doesn't matter. There's a stop code in there because it's a different color coming next. So it's going to trim. But when we save this, so if I save this file, uh, save as, I'll just save it as a PES, even though this isn't a 4 by, well, yeah, it'll fit in a 4 by 4. I'll call it trims, Viola trims.pes. Oh, that was bad. Let me do it again. File, save as. Um, sucks. Okay, so it says Embird will save them into a single file, automatically joining them while saving. Well, it just joins them in the object window. That's all I was mentioning before. So just be ready for that, because the next time you open this, you're not going to see them all separated out like that, which is kind of, sometimes that's a bummer, but that's how it'll save. It saves all its files like that. And most programs do that. So if you want to save each object, this is an object, this is an object, this is an object, select it first and then use the Save Selected As command in the file menu. Well, nobody does that, because if you wanted to save it separately, then it wouldn't be in with the rest of the flowers. So that's just if you have something that you want to save separately, like say I wanted this leaf separate, or just the green part, so I could use it with other flowers or something. But anyways, so you just click OK, and just to show you, if I click New and I do File, Open Recent, there it is. Everything is saved together. Now, are you going to remember? Maybe, maybe not, but uh, you could take a screenshot of the objects before you save it like this. I could have done that. The other thing is you can just right click on the colors and separate all colors, and now you've got them all, and then you could go ahead and group them. Those are the green ones, this and this. You know, you kind of remember that. So these four were together, hold shift, join. These two were together. You can kind of tell because we used join. These two were together, join. These two were together, join. So you can kind of remember which ones you did, because remember we used different colors for each. And there were four of them. Hold shift and join. So I guess my point is then you could use your little snipping tool and click new, and just take a screenshot of that, and then just print it or save it or whatever. So then when you're at your machine, you'll remember what goes with what. But that's the way to get around, to get your lower priced machines to trim. So this is Embird.net. So this is the screen you would see when you first come into it, and um, what you would want to buy to have that capability that I just did is this one, the main Embird module. It's called Editor. So it's this entire block here. So you just click on it. Basic Embird program, and the price is $184. So, and it's nice because it's affordable, and that most of their upgrades are updates and upgrades or what have you are free. And if they're not free, they're only like $30 or $20 or what have you. And you can build on this program too. And, um, you know, Studio is the digitizing portion of it, where um, it's the vector portion of it. So, and it's this entire block. It's really called digitizing tools or studio. A lot of people get confused, but and if you ever have any questions, I do give tutorials on Embird, Skype tutorials at wequiltstudio.com.